One Gotti, talking sports.
Third and 9 coming up here. Heinicke empty set. Heinicke drives back to pass. Pressure's on. Heinicke fires far sideline. And it's gone! Terry McLaurin! Bill! Terry seals the game! And that is why he is the best receiver on this team! That is why he is top 10 in the league! Seals the game! Terry McLaurin is the best receiver on this team. They need to stop playing with him like he's just a regular guy, because he's not. Ball game. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, okay. Let me first start by saying this, okay? YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We another Washington Commanders video. And in today's video, I'm coming on here with the Commanders post game as the Commanders beat the Green Bay Packers by a score of 23-21. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on over to 5,000 subscribers. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thank you so much. So let's get straight into today's video. So let's go! It feels so good to finally get like competitive win in a way, okay? Because yes, we got a win versus the Bears last week, but we still didn't look good. This was a legit like good win. Although this team always got to give me a heart attack and they could never make it easy, this was a legit win. I mean, what a game, right? I mean, it started off slow. Heinicke not looking the best, right? I mean, he was looking slow. I mean, he finished the whole first quarter without completing the pass. He had probably should have had like 3 interceptions, you know, in that first half that he got away with. But this is what we know what comes with Taylor Heinicke. I said it early in the show. I said this is what you guys wanted. You know what I'm saying? You wanted a Heinicke that is going to make plays like that, but also is going to make plays that practically put us in position to win this game, okay? Dunking and dodging, extending the plays with his legs, finding Terry McLaurin down the sideline. What a good ball by Heinicke to hit him in stride. Terry beating Jair Alexander for the touchdown. Then hooking up with Terry McLaurin countless times, including the one to basically seal the victory. How good is he, man? I mean, can we please put some respect on Terry McLaurin's name? I mean, I understand us fans, we know how good he is because we watch him every single week. Whether he gets the ball or not, he's always open. And I only can just imagine if the guy had competent QB play. I don't say competent. I should say consecutive, you know, continuous, same QB quarterback. He would probably be a top, you know, receiver in the league as far as talking about him, okay? Terry McLaurin is that dude, okay? And he proved it. He proves it every single week, and today he came up huge for us, man. I mean, how good was Taylor Heinicke once he finally settled in, okay? That second half was huge from him. That second quarter on was huge from him. He looked good. You know, Antonio Gibson is my running back one. I like Brian Robinson a lot, and I think he's going to be really, really good for us. But I feel like we finally have that today showed us a RB1, RB1A, RB1B kind of situation where we have with Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. But Antonio Gibson is my running back one. Okay, not only was he killing it on the game, my man had a passing touchdown through the air in the back of the end zone. Today was just a good game, man. The defense, how good was the defense today, man? I mean, we didn't get much pressure on Aaron Rodgers, but the secondary actually was impressive today. Now we were aided by a bunch of drops by Aaron Rodgers receivers like Dobbs, you know, Robert Tonyan, the tight end. You know, we were aided by a bunch of drops. Alan Lazard dropped a few, and then the special teams. Special teams gets a game ball. They played well. I mean, they played great, I might add. I mean, they recovered a muff punt. You know what I'm saying? The refs tried to cheat us out of a downed punt inside the 5. They tried to say Percy Butler did. Christian Holmes touched it, but it was Percy Butler that held the ball. But they finally fixed it at the end of the half. And then Tress Wade with a beautiful punt. You know, on that very punt that I'm talking about. Defense, special teams, everyone. This was a collective win. Not one unit, you know, lacked. You know, obviously on the offensive side of the ball, I'm still not, you know, like impressed by Scott Turner's play calling, but everyone played a role, played good. Coaching wasn't that bad. today. I still don't like the soft zones that Jack Del Rio's calls. I still don't like that, Scott Turner play calling. But if like winning cures all. We had countless time and all week to talk about what we don't like, but today we're here to talk about what we do like, what got us this win. Curtis Samuel was really, really solid today. And the running game was efficient. And I just can't imagine if we didn't have Taylor Heinicke as legs, what today would have been like. If we had Wentz, I don't think we win this game because Wentz isn't able to escape the pocket like Taylor Heinicke. He isn't escape. He doesn't have the ability to extend plays with his legs like a Taylor Heinicke. Okay, and Taylor had to do that countless times today, and he definitely did it. So I'm excited. I definitely am happy about this win. Let's take a look at some of the stats from today's game. So Aaron Rodgers was 194 for 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. He was not the problem today. I mean, he hit Amani Rodgers with the absolute bomb today, an absolute dot, and he dropped it. Rodgers isn't the problem. Aaron Jones had 8 carries for 23 yards. For the love of God, we couldn't have stopped. You can't stop that outside pitch. They just kept doing it. And on that 4th down where we stopped them, where Dobbs dropped the pass, if they run that play right there, I think they get the first down and they continue this. They continue that drive. You know what I'm saying? And Aaron Jones only had 8 for 23, but I swear it felt like he had, and maybe it's because that big touchdown he had, on Cameron Curl, it felt like he had way more than that. You know what I'm saying? And then A.J. Dillon had 4 for 15. Al Lazard 6 receptions for 55 yards. And then Aaron Jones 9 for 53. Sammy Watkins 2 for 36. Tanyan 3 for 32. Amani Rodgers 2 for 14. And Tor 1 for 4. So that is their stats. And then you go over to the Commanders side of things. Heinicke 20 for 33, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And the 1 interception, it should have been honestly 3 picks, like I said. But Devondre Campbell finally just roughed up J.D. McKissick and took it out of his hands and took it back for the pick 6. And after that, Heinicke's finally settled in. It was going to take him some time. He had to knock the rust off. But I definitely was not liking what I saw from Heinicke early on. So B-Rob had 20 carries for 73 yards, averaging about 3.6 yards a carry. Gibson had 10 carries for 59 yards and averaging 5.9 yards a carry. Curtis had 5 carries for 26 yards. Taylor 2 carries for 4, and JD for 1 for 4. So like I said, man, Antonio Gibson was the better back today. Ron Robinson was solid. He was okay. I'm not saying he was bad, but I like my AG as my RB1. You know what I'm saying? And not to mention, Antonio Gibson had some really, really good, returns on kickoffs. So this is why they're not going to make him the running back 1. They're going to make B-Rob the running back 1, and I don't have an issue with it. But just continue to feature more Antonio Gibson. Don't go away from Antonio Gibson because he can still run that thing. I like what I saw from him on the kick returns. You know what I'm saying? He was getting up to the 30-yard line. He almost had one where it felt like he was going to break one at some point. So I like Antonio Gibson on the kickoffs better than Dax Milne. So then you move over to the receiving yards. Tim McClellan was the leading receiver with 5 receptions for 73 yards and a touchdown. Curtis Samuel 5 receptions for 53 yards. And then you had Amani Rodgers 3 receptions for 26 yards. And then Brian Robinson 2 for 13. Gibson 3 for 18 and a touchdown. Cam Sims 1 for 12, and Dax Milne 1 for 4. So everyone really contributed. But this is one thing I'm going to say. This tight end room, how deep is it? You know what I'm saying? Logan Thomas, John Bates, Amani Rodgers, Cole Turner. And Cole Turner went down with probably a concussion, so he'll probably be out for multiple weeks. But even on the drop pass that caused this concussion, I felt like he could have had it. And I like the radius that he had, and he almost had it. But how deep is this tight end room, man? You know what I'm saying? Amani Rodgers coming in huge, and you got John Bates still, who we really don't use like that much, but he can still go out there and play. So this tight end room is another room that's deep. How about the wide receiver core? They impressed well today, considering the fact that we were down Jahan Dawson. Just imagine when we get Jahan Dawson back. Just imagine when we get Chase Young back. This defense was playing well today. Specifically the secondary, the pass rush wasn't really there that much. You know what I'm saying? They had a few times where it caused Rodgers to hold the ball on a few longer or extend plays with us, but it wasn't really there that much today. But just imagine what Chase Young is going to look like when he comes back. This secondary played good. I know Rashad Wildgoose had a crucial penalty, but he was solid today. You know what I'm saying? Kendall Fuller, he was solid today, but he did have a crucial pass interference call that really, kept that drive going. Cam Curl got bagged on by Aaron Rodgers, or not Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Jones. The secondary had its woes at its time, but Benjamin St. Juste was good again today. This whole secondary was really good today. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited to see that. How about Jamin Davis? Play wreck, coming downhill, making tackles, swinging Aaron Jones down, throwing him down like a rag doll. Cole Holcomb making plays. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all boys, man, the linebacking core is playing better. Can they still improve? Definitely, but they are playing much better. Jamin Davis still hasn't lived up to that first overall 19th, first round, 19th overall pick, but that he may never live up to that. If he can just be what he's doing right now, be a serviceable linebacker, I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? He is playing good, and he is getting better each and every week. And I can only imagine what he's going to look like probably by the end of this year or next year if Jamin Davis keeps going on the trajectory that he's going on, because he is looking good. Let's see who else. Let's see who else can we talk about here. We talked about the running game. We talked about Taylor Heinicke. We talked about the receiving core. We talked about the secondary. How about the offensive line? They had its times where Heinicke got blown back into, but for the most part, they were solid today. They were really solid today. Cornelius Lucas, he was out there starting for the right tackle, but Sam Cosmi definitely was. He was active, so he had that club on his hand. So it was good to see that Sam Cosmi was out there, but hopefully we don't have to force him back out there, and then it causes him to further more than injury. So I like my C Luke. And then let's lastly talk about the end of the game where it almost gave me a heart attack. First, you gotta, even though Trustway had a really good punt today, I definitely would have felt like I would have much rather him try to get the punt off back into the 10, into the 5 like he did the first one, but he got it up to the 20, the fair court at the 20, and gave Rodgers just time to spare and space to spare. You can't have that. You know what I'm saying? You got to at least try to pin him inside the 5 or 10 like you did the first punt, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? So that brought Rodgers came on the field with about like 20 seconds left, 29 seconds left. Then he got a big completion to cross the middle of the field to Shane Walkers, which I thought Shane Walkers was going to break it loose. But they didn't. He got up to across the midfield, and then they had to come down, and they spiked it with about 14 seconds left, or about, like 14 seconds left, or like 5, or it was 9 seconds left, something like that. And then they got a play off, and then they threw across the middle of the field to Tanyan. Tanyan pitching it back, pitching it to Rodgers. Rodgers to Rodgers, and then Lazard. It was just crazy commotion trying to throw a lateral, and we finally ended the game after a couple minutes of backyard football, and the Washington Commanders prevailed. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. I will say this, that Tennessee Titans loss definitely stings more. It definitely stings a lot more now, because we could be 4-3 right now if we take care of business versus the Titans. But there's no need to look in the past. Washington is rolling, and hopefully we can keep it up next week versus the Titans. So, yeah, man, there you have it. Washington Commanders wins 23-21. Leave your comments and thoughts down below in the comment section of how you feel about this game and what you think about the Commanders moving forward. As always, me and boy, I got it. Like, comment, subscribe, host of Washington Commanders. I'm out. Peace. Cross me one time, that's gonna get you pop, get you drop.